But the White House isn't backing down. Going offline. Comedian Aziz Ansari says quitting the internet completely changed his life. Could the ladies unplug from social media? Plus, Oscar-winning filmmaker Michael Moore has a throwback Thursday to when he predicted Trump's victory and why he thinks Democrats need to start backing a Tom Hanks and Oprah ticket. And adorable, adoptable mutts you can own are running wild on The View all show long. Let's go! Hot Topics are in the house with Whoopi, Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, and Jedediah Bila. Now, let's get things started.
We are breaking two big show business rules right now because we're working with kids and pets. Sarah, please introduce the gentleman sitting upon your lap.
Sweet little Alec Richard.
Hello.
Alec Richard Schifrin. He's almost 18 months, so a year and a half. Tommy told me to quit using the months. Yes. He's almost a year and a half. He has been crawling all over. He can walk, but he's choosing not to.
But he talks about the immigration policy. That's what's phenomenal.
And he's got a really great backwards crawl, which I've never seen.
His baby moonwalk.
We'll see if he'll do his baby moonwalk. It's so good.
Let's see if you do baby moonwalk.
It's so good.
Can you do backwards for everyone? Do backwards.
Backwards, backwards.
Backwards.
There we go.
That is cute.
I mean, that is something.
And our last trick of the show is, where's your belly button? Where's your belly button? Show everyone your belly button. What's in there? Those are our big party tricks. We are done.
There goes Papa.
Daddy. He likes it.
Max was worried he'd be scared.
I'm blown away right now that he's not having a meltdown.
He waved a little on his way out.
This is my life.
Yeah.
He's his mother's son.
Every time everyone claps, he's like, yes.
So cute.
Bye-bye.
Baby moonwalk is my favorite.
No, I mean, that baby moonwalk.
I've never seen that before.
I've never seen a child do that.
The more you clap, the more he goes backwards. He'll go room to room.
It is really good.
Do you think Michael Jackson could do that when he was a baby?
I know, right?
He created it, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he create it?
Well, Sarah's quite the dancer. Sarah's quite the dancer, so.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right.
She's good.
She's good.
I might.
Yeah, you know. But on to odder things. It looks like the tired and poor and huddled masses are going to have to reroute to Canada or Mexico. The new White House immigration policy being proposed will open doors for English-speaking educated folks. And CNN's Jim Acosta really kind of got into it with advisor Stephen Miller. Take a look.
Are we just going to bring in people from Great Britain and Australia?
This is an amazing moment. That you think only people from Great Britain or Australia would speak English is so insulting to millions of hard-working immigrants who do speak English from all over the world.
So, you know, this is somebody who clearly has his own agenda, I think. But, you know, does this policy reflect the values of the country? I mean,
I bet they'll let them in if they speak Russian. Everybody in the cabinet does. Everybody in the White House does.
I was, you know, I took personal offense to it because, as many people know, Spanish is my first language. I learned English when I was 5. And so the suggestion somehow that you have to speak English in order to merit being an American is just shocking to me. But you got to consider the messenger here, because
Yes.
Stephen Miller has quite a
I actually
background.
won't consider the messenger.
Well, yeah, but I think what people need to know.
Yeah, no, you go ahead and do it.
What people need to know about Stephen Miller is he's the architect of the Muslim travel ban. And when he was in high school, he wrote this about his high school experience. When I entered Santa Monica High School, I noticed a number of students lack basic English skills. There are usually very few, if any, Hispanic students in my honors classes, despite the large number of Hispanic students that attend our school. By providing a crunch now, we are preventing Spanish speakers from standing on their own.
I don't see
so
that.
this is his thing.
But you know what? Even the president doesn't have basic English skills. I mean, when you think about it, he doesn't have. He speaks the way he talks. He doesn't know the difference between what was it, presidential and precedential.
And
by
his
the way,
wife,
precedent
also, who's
and
an immigrant, doesn't
yes,
speak perfect English.
but she speaks Russian.
But I also think the idea that we're addressing the legal immigration right now is also, we haven't made
None
movement.
of this makes any sense.
No, because we haven't made any movement on people entering illegally, and that's something on bipartisan. People agree is a system that just hasn't worked. It's not effective. Everyone has a different solution.
Yeah.
So the idea that we're wasting time because they did not make movement on that to correct a system that's legal and working, it's a conversation to have, but I think they're misdirecting resources.
Well, they're not going to have anybody who can do the other jobs either.
Babe.
I think the reason it's happening is because this is a president who ran on putting America first. And you have a lot of voters coming out and saying, wanting job security of Americans to be protected. Now, what's interesting is you asked if this reflects the values of the country. Democracy Fund, a bipartisan foundation, ran a poll, and it found that 75% of Democrats and 95% of Republicans thought speaking English was important in terms of when you're talking about immigrants.
Absolutely.
Who felt
It doesn't mean that you have to, when you're coming here, that you start.
Yeah.
100%.
You know,
The other thing that I wanted to bring up is that when we talk about Ellis Island oftentimes, and we talk about the immigrants that came over, there was a litmus test that was provided to those people. Immigrants in the early 1900s were examined for physical and mental illness, questioned about their ability to financially support themselves, and challenged on whether they held radical views. A simple puzzle test was given to immigrants to weed out what they called at the time the feeble-minded. So this idea, Stephen Miller is a terrible spokesman for anything. I will agree with you. But the idea that we can, as the United States of America, want to bring in the best and the brightest, regardless of race or where you come from, shouldn't be something that people are upset
Here's
about.
the thing. Not everybody speaks English in the world. And there are brilliant people who want to come here whose language, first language, is not. So the idea, and this is, I think, what upset Jim Acosta. This is what upset him. Because basically, you're saying Canadians are welcome.
Yeah.
Because they speak English, it's part of their first language.
And
Australians
they look like us.
and
they
don't look like me.
They look like
Some
white
of them.
America.
But you know, but let's be realistic about what this is, because we in the last 9-10 months, it has felt like people of color were not welcome here.
Based on his language on other issues.
Based on his language on other issues, and based on his language on these issues.
You know, can I say something positive? Just one quick statistic.
Sure. Joy. Welcome to the conversation.
This is not positive about him. Oh. No, don't be ridiculous. 67% of white male non-college graduates voted for him. 67%. 43% now disapprove of him.
Oh.
Now approve of him, rather. Approve. So that means that he has dropped approximately 20 percentage points in approval from non-college white guys. Okay?
Well, you know what we do love? We love animal adoptions. Because we don't care if you bark in English. We don't care if you bark in Spanish or Greek. We're excited that all throughout the show, my friend and animal advocate Bill Smith is going to show us dogs that are all up for adoption at Bark, or as I call it, that's a shelter in Brooklyn, New York. So it's time to bring out our first